On September 13th, 2004, an event took place that changed the history of the world. And on that day, a famous talk show host invited 11 people up on a stage. And these ordinary men and women desperately wanted a new car. And so without hesitation, she looks right into the camera and announces that today, these 11 people will be going home with a brand new Pontiac G6. So the camera zooms in on them and you can see that these 11 men and women are shocked and they're filled with so much joy. Tears, like little tears coming down. And then the audience clapped and cheered at such a beautiful gesture this talk show host would do. But the show's not over yet. She has more generosity to give. Her staffers come out and they're carrying these trays and they have these little small white boxes and they're nicely wrapped with a red ribbon tied in a bow. And everyone in the audience gets this box. But she tells them, don't open it yet. They can't open it yet because they have to do it at the same time. And it's because that these boxes, one of them will have an extra car key. And so whoever gets the key will also get to take home a new G6. The crowd is stunned. One more person will get a new car. There's a lot of them, but knowing that they had a chance gave them so much hope. This could change a person's life. And the drum rolls, and then everyone begins to unwrap their gift box. And then suddenly, you could hear screaming. The crowd is jumping up and down with joy. And tears, like legit tears, are actually streaming down their faces. They are hugging each other because there is a car key in every single box. And as the crowd are going wild, Oprah Winfrey, the talk show host, is shouting, "You get a car! You get a car! And you get a car! Everybody gets a car!" On September 13th, 2004, it's the day when Oprah decided to gift every person in her studio a brand new car. And just recently, two famous radio hosts, Carl and Jackie O, also announced that on a special day, all callers will get a brand new car. And Jackie O reenacts the famous words from Oprah, "You get a car, you get a car, you get a car." Those words have become synonymous to generosity at its greatest. Imagine if I did that. I was like, yes, please. Today is a sermon about generosity, and I'm going to start off with giving everyone a free car. I bet some of you might go away saying, "Best sermon ever." Generosity is not hard to recognize. We know what it looks like. We know what it sounds like. We know. Generosity is not hard to recognize, but being recognized as a generous person does not happen often. At least not recognized like Oprah. And this could create a problem, because if the goal is to seek recognition, then we are no longer generously serving others, but rather self-serving. We need to reframe what generosity really means. We need to reframe our hearts, and we need to reframe our actions. Let's pray, and let's ask God to speak to us tonight. Father God, I thank you so much that you have brought us together, Lord, and I thank you that we can worship you and praise you, and I thank you for your word. And Lord, I pray that you open our hearts and open our ears to hear your word and to apply it to our lives. I pray, Lord, that the Spirit will be stirring in us tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So at the end of chapter 5, Jesus commands us to be perfect as our Heavenly Father is perfect. And as we look into the beginning of chapter 6 today, Jesus begins with the words, "Be careful." We are called to be perfect, but we are also called to be careful. Be generous, but be careful. We need to be careful because often we may start off with the goal to please God, but along the way we end up trying to please others. And so that other people's praises and applause will become pleasing to us. And when we move away from pleasing God, we move further and further away from perfection that Jesus calls us to be. And so let's look at our passage. Verse 1 says, "Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven." In chapter 6, Jesus draws our attention to 3 religious acts which the Jews considered to be a fundamental part of their religion. And so these are giving, prayer, and fasting. Those were the trifecta of being religious. They were considered holy and spiritual acts. And so if someone saw you giving, praying, or fasting, or maybe doing all of them at the same time, I wonder how you do that, but doing it all at the same time, you'll get the thumbs up. You'll be respected and admired. But Jesus challenges and reframes the way we give, pray, and fast. Or in other words, Jesus challenges and reframes the way we live our Christian life. No matter what they are, chapter 6 teaches us an important truth. Be perfect, but be careful in how you live your Christian life. Our focus is on generosity today. And Jesus challenges us to reframe our motivations in giving. Verse 2 says, "So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly I tell you, they have received the reward in full." Generosity comes from the heart. But in verse 2, Jesus exposes how hypocrites often use the act of generosity to promote themselves. In the original Greek language, hypocrisis means stage playing or acting. These people pretended to be holy and spiritual by giving to the poor so that others would see them and praise them for their good works. I wonder if you have ever thought about what is it about our obsession with getting people's approval. Today, social media has magnified our deep-seated psychological need for attention. We crave attention. We want likes. We want to be noticed. Our hunger for attention is dark and dangerous. It could corrupt and destroy the soul. In America last year, there was an 18-year-old girl, and her name was called Marina Lulina. And she live streamed her friend's rape. 5 years ago, after Marina's parents divorced, she and her father moved from Russia to America. And one night, she and her friend went out and ended up in a man's house. They drank alcohol. Things moved quickly. And her friend got assaulted. And in an interview, she was asked, "Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you help out or call the police?" She could only say that besides being drunk, she was so caught up in the moment of all the likes and viewers logging in to see her live stream. Comments kept floating up. One user said, "This is hot." Another said, film it, I want to watch it." Lots of love hearts were floating on the side of the app to show viewers were really interested and giving approval to her. And she kept going for 8 to 9 minutes. And at one point, she held her camera at an angle so that she could be included in the shot too, just like taking a selfie. Marina is the kind of girl who used to live stream hours and hours of her life on social media. She admitted that she loved the attention and that knowing people were watching her streams made her feel significant. Being noticed and getting approval from others made her feel significant. I wonder how many of us could relate to her. How many of us secretly crave attention too? At school, we work out ways to get our teachers' approval. On social media, we know what kind of posts would get us more likes. But what about at church? What about in Christian circles, which we're a part of too? Oh, trust me, guys, we Christians know what we could do to get some likes and attention. Be perfect, but be careful. Now, this isn't an excuse to not be generous, because that would be completely missing Jesus' point. Practicing generosity is important, and we are also called to be generous. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 7 to 8 says, "If among you one of your brothers should become poor in any of your towns within your land that the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not harden your heart or shut your hand against your poor brother, but you shall open your hand to him and lend him sufficient for his need, whatever it may be." And so this passage reminds us that firstly, being generous is a community mandate. And secondly, God gave the Israelites the land, so they are to share what they have been given. We are not called to give away free cars to everybody, but we are called to share what God has given us. But today, practicing generosity is harder than ever because we are living in a society which a renowned sociologist calls generation wealth. And in her 25 years of research, observation, and documenting through film and photography, she finds that it's not only the world's top 1% that is relentlessly pursuing riches and materialism, but it's across all classes, all race and age and nationality. The 21st century is Wolf of Wall Street on steroids. There is no room for generosity, because all we care about is how to gain status through the display of wealth. A journalist once said, "The world grows plenty of food to nourish its citizens. People starve as a result of greed and injustice." We must share what God has given us. So let me ask you, what has God given you today? What can you share to bless others? And we know also that Jesus is enthusiastic about generosity. In just 4 short verses, Mark tells us a story about an old lady's quiet generosity that speaks louder than words. The temple had a temple treasury, or a collection box. This is where the Jews put their offering in for the poor. Jesus was at the temple one day, and he was sitting near the collection box, and he watched the Jews line up one by one, waiting to put their offering in. A lot of rich people had bags of coins ready to pour them into the box. They were wooden boxes, so you can imagine how loudly the sound of coins dropping filled the temple. You can imagine that every drop of coin that echoed in the box was the sound of wealth. It was the sound of wealth, the sound of praise, the sound of approval. And then the next person comes up, and you'll hear the sound of coins being dropped in. How do we say it today? Chachi. That is the sound of generosity. That is the sound of a holy, God-loving person. In this world, status is defined by our display of wealth, and showing our generosity is a display of how much we have. Status is defined by our display of wealth, and showing our generosity is a display of how much we have. But the sounds of coins echoing in the collection box did not impress Jesus at all. Not until he saw a poor widow walk up to the collection box and puts in 2 very small copper coins. Jesus turns to his disciples and tells them, the rich people all gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on. The sound of generosity, according to Jesus, is the heart. Generosity is not just about giving money. It's about sharing what God has already blessed us with. But be careful. Be careful when we are tempted to use generosity to draw attention to ourselves, because Jesus sends a strong message to hypocrites who live this kind of life. They have received their reward in full. That's the most they'll get. What reward are you hoping to achieve? If you Google something like the best award in the world, the one that is the most coveted and highest in the world, do you guys know what it is? The most coveted and highest award in the world that you can receive is the Nobel Prize. Trinity's like, yes, I guessed it right. Jesus challenges the hypocrites who devote their lives to pretending. Devoting their lives to pretend so that they can climb this mountain of praise and approval, hoping someday that they could receive something like the Nobel Prize. But that's all they'll get. The Bible makes references to several kinds of hypocrites. There are the ones who pretend to be good, but are actually evil. Another kind are those who think they are important and righteous, but they are blind to their own faults and may be genuinely unaware that they are being hypocritical. But the third kind, and this kind is what Jesus is dealing with here in chapter 6. The third kind is hypocrisy at a level where the hypocrite has fooled everyone, including himself. The hypocrite has talked himself into believing that what he's doing is out of pure motives. These hypocrites not only don't realize they're being hypocrites, but they've fooled themselves to believe that they are doing good for God. This is the kind of like that feeds on these hypocrites. Gratitude, praises and admiration, thumbs up, double tap, hearts. That's our modern equivalent to how Jesus described the hypocrites, announcing it with trumpets in the synagogues and on the streets to be honored by others. But the irony for them is that they have received their reward in full. They got what they're after, but that's all they'll get. And the more we want people's attention, the more our hearts become corrupt and self-centered. When our actions are calculated to get praise and attention, we may eventually become like Marina Lulina, who had let personal attention consume her so much she would let her friend be raped. But Jesus offers us an antidote from falling into the temptation of attention-seeking. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. The best way to be freed from our attention-seeking behavior is to do good things in secret. Jesus gives us a mandate that at first sounds extreme and crazy, but it truly is the only way to fight against a culture of self-promotion. Don't let others know the good that you're doing. Don't let Facebook know. Don't let your closest friends and family know. Don't even let your left hand know. We are living in generation wealth, a culture that's about accumulating wealth and flaunting it for the world to see. We are attention seekers. We are the marina lolinas, craving the comments, the likes, the thumbs up. But be careful, because our hunger and craving for the spotlight will corrupt and destroy our soul. You see, generosity is all about giving. And Jesus talks about how we often use our giving to actually receive something. And that's what our society is about. We give to receive. I'll give you something, but I'm expecting something in return. And even if you can't give me any material reward, you will honor me by showering me with praise and admiration. This isn't giving. It's about gaining something. It's transactional. It's all about me, which will eventually corrupt us. The killer of generosity is when we're not willing to share, because we have this mentality that if we share, we're giving something away and we'll lose what we give. When I was young, I was a relatively slow eater, and I have an older brother. He's 3 years older than me, and he eats a lot faster, so you can sort of imagine. Bigger, taller, eats faster than me. And we would eat together as like family, and we would eat at home, we'd go out and all that kind of thing. And I love going out to eat food, and when I was young, I loved eating Maccas. So we did that a lot. We'd go out and do that kind of thing. But because my brother is a faster eater than I was, he would usually finish before me, and then he would ask me for some of my food too. And I'm a very protective person, and the ultimate feeling inside is actually, I was really scared that if he ever had some of my food, then I would still be hungry. And so every time he asked me, I would always say no, I don't want to share anything with you. I try to avoid eye contact when eating, and I try to eat faster as well, just to catch up. But for some reason, he can eat pretty quickly, and he eats the food, and he asks me to share. And I'm like, and I always said no. But my mum wants me to share, and so she tells me to share with my brother. And if I still feel hungry after giving away some of my food, she promises that she will buy me more. And so one day we went out again to Macca's, our favourite restaurant back in those days. We went out again, and my brother, once again, he eats normal, but it's just I was slower than him. So he's finished, and he asked me, "Hey Rach, can I please have some of your fries?" And at first I was a bit reluctant, but then I remembered what my mum told me. And so I gave it a go. I said, "Okay, fine, you can have some of my food." And so I shared, and he ate my food. And when everything was gone, I was thinking and checking my stomach. I was like, I think, I'm still hungry. And so I decided to take my mom's word, right? And so I go up to my mom and told her, I still feel hungry. I would like more. And then my mom went and bought me more. When we practice generosity, our Father who sees what we've done in secret will reward us. God is infinitely more generous than we could ever be. And if we share what God has given us, He promises that He will replenish what we need. The greatest gift of giving is to know that you are never lacking. Only a generous person will be able to know God's generosity and to live a life without the need for more in this world. Once upon a time, Oprah did a grand gesture that attracted the attention of the world. Today, there are about 7.5 billion people in the world, many of whom, I believe, live out Jesus' teaching in Matthew 6, 1-4. They practice God's generosity without drawing attention to themselves. I can't share any stories with you because I don't know who they are. And I think they wouldn't mind at all. So let's be Christians who give generously in secret. Let's pray.